Joining us now to discuss their demands is Vincent Masoga. He's the spokesperson for Satawu. Vincent, thank you for joining us. My understanding is that the employers have tabled a wage offer of 8.5%, but your members have rejected it. Why have you rejected this offer?
Thanks and good evening, Karima. Well, our members are rejecting the offer precisely because it does not address the basic living wage requirements that they need. And over and above that, it has taken now about 3 to 4 months in our discussions with the employers, starting in June, wherein we have made it very clear that 12% could be the best. And the employers were always adamant that they want to give us 6%. And later on, they moved into 7%. But when they realized that the strike now is coming and it cannot be averted, they attempted to find ways of averting the strike. And they came with some options, such as the 8.5, and they are also, alleging out in the public that they are actually offering us 9%, which is not the case because they say that they will give us another 0.5%.
But Vincent, let me come in here. What are you tagging 12% to? Why are you set on 12%?
Well, there's a number of other pressures that the workers are facing outside of just ordinarily going to work on a daily basis. Considering that a basic the salary for a code 14 truck driver is 1,400 per week, 1,400 rand per week, that becomes very difficult because then basic things such as food for them, such as transport to go to work, such as even housing, are becoming very difficult to afford. So they thought that even a 12%, that is not that much, but can at least be able to assist to cover their demands in the past, in the next 2 years or so.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, you citing rising food prices and the cost of living as reasons for your demand of 12%. But the employers have put out 8.5%, but also a further 0.5% to be paid out in 2013 in September. Now, in a statement, you said that you won't settle for anything less than 9%. Aren't you quibbling over percentages here, Vincent? Aren't you in a position to actually meet your employers, given the fact that you are on record as saying that you won't settle for anything less than 9%?
Look, at some point, yes, the workers were saying that they don't mind to settle at anything not less than 9% if it is offered across the board right through. But now the employers are also beginning to say, no, they will offer this 8.5, which, by the way, is also going to be implemented only in March 2013. And then the 0.5 then can be implemented later on. What do workers do now? Since when we started the negotiations, the workers are facing the harshness and the realities of the economic challenges that the world over is going through. But over and above that, in South Africa, the working class has always been at the receiving end of these challenges. Mm-hmm. We do know that the employers are enjoying excessive pays, the bosses are getting bonuses and so forth. Workers also want a share of what they are producing.
Now, there's been conflicting reports about exactly how many truck drivers are actually engaging in industrial action. My understanding is that your union has 28,000 supporters, or rather members. Is that 28,000 workers that are actually on strike as we speak?
Look, they are all on strike, but they are not all marching. So the issue is that, and as well, because at some point, the message was sent over the weekend by some of the employers, a very confusing message, where they opportunistically tried to tell workers that we have actually reached a deal with them. And they confused workers. Most of the workers went back to work because their bosses sent them SMSs. So
the reality is actually, Vincent, that whilst you're saying the strike is in its second day, many people are actually at their jobs. They're not actually on strike. Yeah,
but we had, in Johannesburg alone, we had over 3,000 people gathering and then there's no deal. And we had various points where workers were gathering and were picketing at various workplaces. We do believe that the strike is beginning to gain momentum, is beginning to be very effective. Mm-hmm. And the workers,
In total, what kind of workforce are we, what kind of numbers are we talking about? And obviously, Satawu is not the only union in this sector. Are you discussing with your counterparts to join you in strike action, or are you the only union that's engaging in industrial action?
No, in fact, we had some of the leaders and some of the shop stewards from other unions today that joined us for the march in Johannesburg. Certainly they are interested and they are mobilizing their members as well to come and join us with the industrial action. We are, I think, going to be expecting quite a high turnout of many truck drivers, freight forwarders and so forth that are going to be coming and joining us.
Mm-hmm. Just give us a scope, Vincent, of where these stoppages will occur, particularly as it relates to our port cities, where we obviously know the movement of goods is quite critical. Which areas are you planning to target to hit?
Look, KwaZulu-Natal is one of the provinces that are going to be highly affected by this. And we have been getting a lot of calls from our concerned members that are stating very clearly that they are supporting their fellow workers down here in Johannesburg, and they will be actually participating. They perhaps thought that today there could be another outcome, some of them, but now they are all certain that we are proceeding with a demand for a 12%. And we are going to be seeing a lot of them happening in the Western Cape as well. A lot of our members are going to be going out, and in Gauteng in particular, because that's where you could actually quite have a large network of transport within cities distributing various goods.
Now, the last time that the Transport Workers Union went on strike, the strike was characterized by a lot of violence. We know that in the mining sector, we've had deaths. What is Satawu doing to minimize incidences of violence and intimidation? Are you allowing those who don't want to participate in the strike to actually go to work?
Yeah, look, we also have told many of our members that much as they have all the rights to express themselves, they also have the rights to make sure that they protect other workers. Particularly if they attack anybody, they shouldn't attack their fellow workers. The only way is to attack the employers through this industrial action, because we know that it will hit them where it hurts most. For them, they should not be involved in any form of intimidation or violent activities. We do know that there are always rogue and thuggery elements that creep in from here and there, but we are continuously guarding and watching against those kind of elements. And certainly our members are conscious, they are disciplined, they are not prepared to engage in violence, they are prepared in breaking the employers.
Okay, that was Vincent Masoga. Lots to talk about, of course, from the Transport Union Satawu.